Hi guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video about how you can use an iron to press on your HTV designs if you don't have a heat press. So I have my shirt in front of me and my decal. I'm making a shirt for my son for Dr. Seuss Week for him and his friend that says Thing 1 and Thing 2. And then I also have parchment paper or a Teflon sheet, whatever you have, and then you need your iron. So a rule of thumb, when you iron it, you want to make sure you're following the instructions on the brand of HTV you're using. Our specific brand, you press, if you have a heat press, you're pressing it about 312 degrees. On an iron, you're going to have that at like your cotton or linen setting, kind of on the higher end, unless you have an iron that might be fancy that has the temperature on it. You want to make sure there's no water, you don't want any steam or anything like that. So let's go ahead and do this. You're not going to want to press it on an ironing board. You want a hard surface. So I'm actually on my countertop. It's heat resistant, so I'm not worried about burning my counter or anything. If you don't have a place to do that, you can always use like a wood cutting board you can put under your surface. You really have to think about it. It's all about the pressure. You have to pretend that you're a press. When you iron it on, you're not going to be moving the iron around as you're doing it. It's going to be a straight press up and down for about 10 seconds until you get the whole design done. So I'm going to jump right in and show you how to do it. So here's my design. When you do a multi-layer design, you're going to want to do the bottommost layer first. You're not going to layer them together like this and iron them on, because then it'll stick into the carrier sheets. So I just did this so I can make sure I have it lined up right, and then line it up on my shirt, and I'm going to pull the white off because that's my top most layer. You can see that. Okay, so I just have the black background, and there's my white. So I'm going to put this off to the side, and I'm going to focus on the black right now. If you have a Teflon sheet, that's going to be one of the best things to use. Usually, at least in my experience, you're not getting these unless you buy a heat press. So most people have parchment paper, and so I'll use that to show you. And basically what the parchment paper does is help protect your garment that you're ironing onto. So you're going to place this down on top of your design, and you're going to take your iron. Now remember, it's all about the pressure. You don't want to just lightly press it on. You have to put some body pressure into it. You're going to want to make sure you iron the whole design, and the iron is obviously smaller than what the design is, so I'm going to have to press it in different sections. So I'm going to press down for about 7 seconds or so, move it over a little bit, make sure I get all the way around, and do that to the whole design's complete. So we're going to start at the top here. We're going to want to make sure also, shirts that have the seams in it, you don't want to iron on top of the seams, because that'll create uneven pressure and your design's not going to get all that pressure. The seam's going to get the pressure, so make sure you're not pressing on top of any seams. So here we go. So I got my design down. My iron on, I'm going to push a lot of pressure down. About 7 seconds. I'm moving it over, pushing it again in a different spot. Again, a lot of pressure. Pretend you're a press. I feel silly on a video doing this. A few more seconds in this spot, and then make sure I got over all of it. Alright, I think that's good. As you pull the carrier sheet away, take your parchment paper out. So as you pull, this plastic piece is called your carrier sheet. Ours is a cold peel, and so usually with the press, you press down, you wait for the carrier sheet to cool off a few seconds, then you peel it away. So we just have to be very careful. Peel this away. Now if it doesn't start coming off easy, you can put this back down and press it again to make sure you got it. Like if you're doing a word and one specific letter isn't coming off, then you probably missed that spot. Alright, so there you go. So there's your carrier sheet, and your vinyl is now on your garment. Now we're going to do our next section. So here's my white. I'm going to layer over top of here. Make sure everything lines up nicely. Alright, same process. Parchment paper on top. Take your iron. Few sections in each spot. If you're doing a lot of shirts, this is going to be a workout. Pushing all of your body weight on this. And just make sure you got the whole design. You also notice with red, sorry, I can't talk tonight. With red shirts, you'll notice some discoloration with the heat. It's just a normal thing with red dyes. A lot of colors that have red dyes in it will do the same thing. Usually it goes away unless you burned it. In that case, you probably would have had to press it at a lot higher of a temperature. Alright, I think that's good. So I'm going to use my parchment paper and again wait for it to cool a little bit. And then slowly peel away. And again, if you see a spot that doesn't look like you got very well, you can put it back down and press again. Now with that, I do see a few spots. My little piece of my end didn't go all the way, so I'm going to put my parchment paper down. You can still put it down if you don't have this on. So it's parchment paper directly onto the vinyl. I'm going to do a couple more presses that way, just straight up and down. So yeah, so you can definitely use an iron with HTV. I definitely recommend getting a heat press though. That's going to make your life a lot easier. But there is your new shirt. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a good night.